amount of time. I'm going to do my best to dump this down for you. The hotel, the internet, I'm not sure how I'm not sure how well the internet's going to go, or the delay here. I just want to go over a couple things. So this is last night. I made a chart really quick last night when I got this going. One of the things I was watching here, I'm going to dump let me dump everything over to just one window. All right, this will make this a lot easier. Okay, so last night, one of the things we were watching is we were simply just watching this volume right here decline. So we're watching the volume as it kind of steadily declined, and the good chart to do that on was, you came over here to this the 4-hour and the 6-hour chart, and this is what we posted up in the members area. We said, hey, the volume is dying. I wrote this, volume is crap, bearish volume, price going up, volume going down, dump coming. So that was right here. And then, like, I must have just passed out, and then the volume dumped down, right? It's horrific volume, right? There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, we're on this is a 4-hour chart. We're 3 hours into this, so we're almost 3 hours into this right here. The volume once again is very low, very low. Now, we did post up this nice spinning top candle. This would have been an easy call for a pending reversal. And, you did get this little bounce right here, right? But I'm still very suspect. Man, it's been 2 days. I think I said, hey, we're just going to kind of move sideways for a little ways. I called the bounce pretty damn well. Now, we got this bounce, and then we got this rejection. So we did create a double bottom here, right? But at the same time, on this, we created a double top on the 6-hour. We created a double top on the 4-hour. So we've done, look, we double bottomed on the 4-hour chart, double topped on the 4-hour chart, and now we're retracing down. So I kind of expected us to bounce around in this range. Now, one of my targets that I did post up, and this is for all the members, and I've been trying to be, as transparent as I can to make sure I help everybody out. And it's so hard doing TA with just one screen, man. I didn't realize how spoiled I was. So listen, this was my call. Where's it? Where's my BAM charts? Give me a second. So I'm just gonna kind of scroll back up here. There it is. God, I was delusional last night. So this, I've posted this twice now, right? This is the second time. So I reposted this last night. Nothing has changed with the RSI bubble chart. I think we will test now. This is exactly what I posted. I've just copied and pasted this basically from above. I think we'll test the lower trend line at 6,000 to 6,100. I still think we're headed down there. I said we're trying to find the top of wave 4. It looks like it's 6,340 to 6,400 range to hold. If that holds, I will add more shorts. So it's kind of hard for me to trade right now, to be honest. It's very difficult to travel and trade. My real top target and I think we have the most resistance up here at the kryptonite zone right up here, a 6,450. So, here's the challenge. The challenge is we now have this second trend line right here, right? We have another trend line, and we actually have another trend line that we should draw in possibly. Nope, that's it. That's the one I want. So we now have this trend line of resistance that's right above us, right? It's not that high. This is where the bulls are trying to get up. I mean, honestly, the charts have not changed. The bulls are just trying to get up and tap this trend line again. That's their goal. Okay, and if the bulls can come up here, honestly, and try to get up here and tap the trend line, which I'm seeing so limited volume. And I hate to really apply FA and a lot of fundamental analysis to what's going on right now. But a couple of the big concerns I honestly have never been this really concerned about exchanges, right? I honestly, I've always been worried about Tether. When is Tether going to finally die? And I think one of the things, the greatest thing that's happened in crypto that I think will alleviate one of the major factors I think was detrimental to crypto was Tether was kind of the only go-to source we had. right? And I think having Tether now not the only option is huge for crypto, and I think that's such a boon for us. I also think that'll help us in finding a higher bottom. Okay, if that makes sense. I think I was worried about Tether crashing, and now because you've got PAX and Gemini's got theirs coming out, and everybody's like, the thing to do now, everybody and their mother is coming out with their own Tether, right? I mean, they just figured out how to make the scam less scammy, right? Less scammy. I mean, they're got to be making money doing it. Nobody does anything for free, especially super rich people, right? So the new thing is that, I mean, everybody's launching. Like, the cool thing to do back in 2017 was right, late 2017. The cool thing to do was have an ICO, right? Early 2018. Like, the super cool thing to do was have an ICO. I mean, you're talking November 17. January, February, March, right? It was like, oh my God, I'm launching an ICO. Like, oh my God, he's so cool. Like, that's how you met hot chicks, right? If you were a dev. Now that's no longer cool. I don't think it's cool anymore. I think the cool thing now is to have your own Tether coin, right? The cool thing now, everybody wants to have a Tether coin. I mean, I have never. I mean, Jesus, is there a rush to market right now on Tether coins? It's crazy. But I think that's also good for the market. I think they'll eventually weed themselves out, and we're going to get ourselves down to just a few of them. But I mean, still, it is going to be a better option than just being stuck with Tether. And I have to tell you, I have been very concerned with Tether. Just watching the swings on Tether, I myself moved. I had a bunch of Tether on Binance. I did scoot it over to USDT, which, listen, I know you can give me the arguments. I know they're both the same. They're both horrible. But at least there's an option, and I've got a little bit left in Tether and a little bit left. I've got majority over on my Binance account in TUSD, TrueUSD. So with that being said, I've basically been looking at this, right, as a reset, right? That's all we're doing. We're just resetting the indicators. I mean, with this fall here, we just have reset the indicators, and that's all that's happened here. We just kind of fell off the side of the cliff right here, and we expected this, and we knew it was coming, and now you got to reset. A lot of the indicators were just absolutely dog dirt low. They were digging holes like worms in our with our RSI in the lower time frames, and a lot of the MACD and everything else. They were just so low. They have to reset. And that's all this is. This is just a cycle of resetting. Now, the first thing that pops out to me is just looking at this absolutely atrocious bearish volume, right? And one of the concerns we all have to have when we get this kind of bearish volume right here is we just got to remember, just a little bit of volume, just a little bit of a volume kick can get you a mean candle. It can come up here and they can do the whole, it's the bots playing the bot game, stop loss hunting, and so on and so forth. But it just takes a little bit of volume to get a nice green candle. So let's all just be very wary of that. When the volume is this low, it's super dangerous. Any candle in either direction with a lot of volume is a warning candle. But I will say a BART here that would break this high for me would be very disconcerting to me, right? I would be very worried about anything that did try to come back up here and get close up here. I would be looking to short the living bejesus out of it, just because absolutely nothing has changed. No fundamentals have changed at all. I would have to see something that fundamentally occurred in the market that would change the sentiment, right? With that being said, when BTC moves sideways, alts pop, right? So we're once again back in this little sideways action here. Not as bad as here. Please, God, don't let it be as bad as here, right? But we are in a sideways action. And let's just pull up here, and I'm gonna scoot this over to this other side over here, right? And one of the things I see is as soon as I look down here, I have all my wedges drawn, right? There's all my wedges, all my possible correlating points. Now, we did get this long call on the scalper, right? Got a long call and scalper, long call, scalper, long call, scalper. The scalper does a great job of calling these longs. Now, the key to remember is this is a scalper, right? You know, you got to be very careful. These runs can be abrupt and they can be short, and that can be seen right here. See, look at the fall here. The scalper called it, and it was a scalp, right? And then it dumped. It's scalped. It's basically trying to reread the indicators resetting. So it's like, okay, the indicators have gone into the oversold or overbought area. I'm going to trigger a buy or sell simply because it knows they need to reset. And then the indicators gives a signal, hey, watch out. The indicators are trying to reset. They have to. And that's when you really get, you know, that's one of the things that helps the indicator work is it sees how overbought and oversold certain indicators are. So now, hold on a second, I gotta confirm I'm still working. I'm still working. All right, okay. Just want to make sure everybody can still. Hey, Until, how you doing? The man who created the Beast Scalper. So I use the Beast Scalper as an indicator, and that's how I use it. I use it as a secondary indicator. So it's super important that you guys remember, don't only rely on the Beast Scalper. You also have to rely on your own TA, right? And when you use the Beast Scalper, like in these situations right here, just set a stop loss, right? That's all you got to do. One of the things I like to do is when I see us falling, the scalper also gives me a pattern. There's a clear pattern to the scalper when I see it go up and or down, right? When I see volatile movements heading to the ground, I like to see when the scalper says, okay, it's time to reset the indicators, because to me, this long call right here isn't a long call to me, right? This long call came after this drop, after this big drop. So it looks very similar to the long calls here, right? Where it's just the indicators resetting themselves. Now, for me, I'm just looking for the place to reshort the living bejesus out of this, right? Now, do take this as I have the older version of the scalper. I'm using the older version. I'm one of those old sticks in the mud. I do not have the brand new version. Okay, the brand new version is way more accurate. I'm just one of the sticks in the mud. I like this version. This is just my favorite version of the scalper, because when you go over to the 3-day, right, this is just my money chart right here, right? I mean, I honestly sleep well at night knowing I'm in a long or a short call, a short trade here when I'm using the scalper on the 3-day. Right? And honestly, people are like, why is Vamp? Why are you saying short? Why are you staying short? Man, I was saying short. I was calling that short the whole damn way. I'm like, nope, not going long. And honestly, one of the great reasons why I stayed short the whole time, and I mean it took some cojones. It got scary there for a minute, right? I was like, oh, God, this is going to be embarrassing. I'm going to get blown out of this trade, right? I was using a combination of my own TA, calculating the volume and the price action. And then I had the scalper. And the scalper, honestly, to me, it almost shouldn't be called the Beast Scalper. It should be called like the Beast Teddy Bear, right? It's that comfort animal for me, right? It's that comfort stuffy. I was like holding on to it while I'm holding on to my shorts at the same time. And I'm like, please help me sleep nicely at night, calm at night. Please help me sleep nice in my shorts. And to tell you the truth, I slept well in my shorts simply because of this short call on the scalper right here. I mean, that was it. The basic thing is that since this call was a short call, I felt very comfortable in my shorts. Now look at how accurate the scalper is, right? Long, short, long, right? And they called another short right here. This thing on the 3-day chart is just absolute money for I would say the true swing trader. Okay, and if we come out here and we scroll back into this 3-day candle, right? We come all the way out back into this 3-day candle right here. Look, we just started a brand new, I think that's a brand new 3-day candle. I think this is a brand new, I just haven't been paying any attention here, right? We've started a brand new 3-day candle all the way down in the dirt. Is this a brand new 3-day candle? Anybody know? Anybody know? Is that a brand new 3-day candle? Anybody? Anybody? No? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Clipson. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. So, starting this brand new candle all the way down here in absolute dirt. This is a bad. This is a really bad candle, right? A really bad candle. This is in fact almost a Maraboozle style candle. You've got this little heavier leg on the bottom, but honestly, for the more bearish candles, I like to have the shorter the top wick, and I'm fine with having these long. See these longer wicks? I like the longer wicks with the shorter heads. Right? I like these long legs with the shorter heads because it to me is more bearish as this thing moves down. And this is a very bearish candle. I mean, this thing just completely fell off a cliff. Okay? And then now we're still in our short call here. We haven't got a long call down here on the 3-day. So I'm still comfortable holding my shorts in this position right here. One of the things I'm looking for, very simply, is I'm looking for a test of these trend lines. I'm still want a test of the trend lines, right? And listen, just let me adjust this really quick. I'm going to throw one more trend line on here. No, I'm not. I'm just going to leave that all where it's at. Actually, it's good. Maybe throw a trend line there. Nope. No, I'm just going to leave all that where it's at. Okay, so one thing I do want to show everybody is this chart right here. So this right here is super detrimental to us. So right now you're looking at the weekly chart, right? This is the weekly chart. We're watching this candle close out. Listen, you got to go back. Please, everybody, go back. Watch my weekly update. Right? My weekly update called this just absolutely perfect. We had this bearish candle, right, with a hanging man. We then had this second hanging man or doji style candle. And this was a double doji setup here on the weekly. This was such an easy call. I mean, I called this absolutely perfect on the weekly update. Another reason I was short, and we caught this beautiful short right here. And as we move down, we just have to hold this area right here, right? We have to hold this area right here where we're at. Otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Give me just 1 second right here. All right, sorry everybody, sorry about that. We're just all getting ready for breakfast here. So one of the things I'm looking at is we just came down and tapped all the way down here. And this is very, very dangerous territory right here. Because if we come down and over the next, God, what is it, 24 hours? I think we have 24 hours left in this baby. If this falls out one more time, in the next 24 hours and closes below this closing candle right here, right? And what is that? 62.33, right? 62.30ish, right? And look at this perfect. I mean, all you had to do was come over here and go like this, right? Just put that line up there. Right, look at the historic support, right? Great historic support, came down, tried to wick through it, bounced off it, right? Now, this is resetting, and my concern is this is resetting one more time. This is just basically did a dead cat bounce off of this historic line right here, this historic support line. Just did a little dead cat bounce off this puppy. And if this tumbles up and rolls over into this within the next 24 hours, your target is basically going to be this wedge line right here down at 61 and change, okay? And the worst thing to happen right now for any of us, for bulls or bears or anybody, I don't care which way you swing in this market, is if this thing crashes down and touches here, because you will have created a new weekly sub low. Let me explain that to you. That would be a sub low. That wouldn't be our lowest low, which was here. But you would have created a weekly sub low. So it would have been a lower. It would have been a lower than the previous multiple lows that you would have had, right? This would have been your lower low, your higher low 2, but this would have been your higher low 1. All right, so we've really got to watch this. Now, closing even below this low right here will also be bad, right? Because we will have put in still a new lower sub low on the weekly, right? So we've got to really watch the next 24 hours and looking at this volume here, right? The volume is definitely bearish, definitely on the bearish side. So I'm watching this very closely, right? Let me pull this back over to the 3-day. Bearish volume. Look at the volume though as a whole declining. So as your volume is declining, we could see one more red candle here. If we see one more red candle, if this thing takes off south on us one more time, right, we're going to be in a whole world of hurt right here, okay? We just can't close below, truly, it's this section right here. We don't want to close down here in the 6,100 range. It would set a very bad trend for all of us, okay? Now, closing this low on this weekly candle will be very bad. Closing up here higher would actually be good for us, okay? I like closing a little bit higher up here over the next 24 hours, and I'm talking go up here, tap the vamp fib, right? You're just going to come right up here. You're going to tap the vamp fib, and if we can just stay up here and maybe just come up, tap that, and then start to fall out, this would be a lot better, okay? I hate the fact that we're just trading in this bigger range right here. I don't like trading in this bigger range. I want to keep this tight, but I also want to keep it gradual. As we do fall down and test this trend line, I still want to test this trend line. My goal is still to test this trend line. Oh, sorry, doing this with my laptop. My goal is to still test this trend line right here. This is what I want to test. Testing and holding this trend line right here is really what is going to say, okay, now we've tested the trend line a third time, and bouncing off of this trend line would be good for me, right? I feel that this would be bullish. Get down here one more time, test this, and then bounce off. And then I can say, okay, all right, I can look at this and say, all right, we have got rejected 3 times now. 3 times, actually 4. 1, 2, 3. There's 4. This would be 5. We've been tested 5 times down here. All right, now there's one more trend line we should probably throw in. It's not a very good trend line. All right, but we should probably come down here and do that right there. Let's make sure this is down there. Okay, so this is close, and I want to show you why I like this trend line right here, right? Because I'm close here. I'm really close here, so this looks good to me, okay? Come across, bam, close, close. I like this, right? I like this trend line action as my next test, actually. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do this. And then I would like to see us bounce off this. This would be my more bullish case, would be to bounce off this substantially, right? To give ourselves a really good bounce off of this trend line right here, off of the double bottom. Look, we would create a double bottom, right? And this would give me a very bullish scenario, and then to come all the way back up here and break, come all the way up here and break the kryptonite zone. This, to me, is my bullish version. I would like to see this happen. If this happened, bullish version equals test the lower trend line. Okay, so this would be my bullish version right here. Okay, my bearish version would be test this, come back up here, and then break lower to my true target. which is right there. So my true target, I feel, is right there. Screenshot this, come back. Right? Screenshot this, come back, tell Vamp he's a moron. Right? But this is my true target for crypto right here. Right? And hold on a second, let me get this. I got to put this in the Vamp area. Okay, and let me explain to you why. Okay? Because when I come over here, this is the very first thing I see. This, to me, breaking this area right here, right? Breaking this area right here, and I'm going to squeeze this up. Let me bring this a little higher. We do not want to fall into the void. So this is the void right here. This area is called the void. Right, it is now. It's the Vamp void. Right? This is called the Vamp void. So this area is the Vamp void. There's no support here. Right? Breaking this is bad. Right? Breaking into we do not want to break into this area. We want to come down. We want to hold this area. For crypto, this is it. Breaking this Vamp void right here is then you're going to come down and you're going to test the deeper areas. And, you know, you guys who have been following me, I mean, this is, you know, one of the things I tell people is I see my low, right? My Vamp's low for crypto, right? My lowest low is 4,200 to 4,800, right? And I see this as my lowest low. And the reason I see this as my lowest is because of all of this, right? This is like our saving. This is the dam. This is the little Dutch boy with his finger, and he sticks his finger in the leaky dam before the dam explodes. That's what this is, right? Because look what happens again down here. Here you get a second void. Right, you get another void, and there we know I don't want to do it. Oh, God, please don't let us do it, right? But this is the second void right here of crypto, right? This is a second void, right? And we don't want to fall down into this second void right here. We want to get trapped up here, and this is why I don't want to fall any, and I would love to get caught right here. Because look at how beautiful this is. You know, you land right in here. You got all this confluence, everything right here, and then you're gonna bounce out of that. I'm gonna make these voids blue because it's kind of like a bluish void right there. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at right here, and this is and then let me hold a second, be 1 second here. I'm gonna just copy and paste this for the members. Okay, that way everybody can call me out. Now this is I don't want any of this to happen. My hopes and my dreams are we come down, we get caught on this first area right here. And then we get a bounce out. And then this begins our bullish season. This then begins our bullish season. We don't want to break down into this void area right here. Right? We don't want to break down into the void. And then this would be our 2019. This would be our 2019 bull season right here. Come down, test this, bounce off, get our run, and then come all the way back. And in 2019, my top target would actually be, I'd say 10,000, right? This would be my one golden, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I would like to see happen right here. Come down, test that, and then bounce out, right? Now, when I look at this on the 3-day chart, I mean, this is just, you know, I mean, does it get much worse? Look at the declining volume here. Okay, look at the declining volume, and that's just a horrible line right there. Let's look at the declining volume as we've steadily marched down. And look, we haven't even been able to put together a stack of red candles. Like, look at the red stacks that were like, you got 3 to 4 stacked red candles back here at a time. We haven't been able to do that, right? We haven't been able to put in a stack yet. I would like to put in one more stack of red, and then let's start to slowly build the momentum back up in the opposite direction like this. And it can just go slow. It doesn't even have to. It just has, the volume just has to slowly build right here. And this would show us a slow, steady recovery back into a bullish market. And this the break this, and then you're in a whole new, we're all into a lot of sheet, right? We're into a whole lot of sheet. But I think this is the holding point, right? All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry I ran off on that tangent. I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood. But if we drop to avoid a wick, wouldn't it fire up and bounce and bull season be even hard? So here's my thing. Yes, tech. Oop, I think I just kicked that stupid thing out. Dang it. Let me pop this chat out again. So now, yes, I would like to see, but I would like to see this wick down into here. I don't want to see a wick into the vamp void. We don't want to wick into the void. We want to wick down into support where you have historic support, because if we wick down into this void here, right? If we wick down into the void, it's going to be harder for us to say, okay, I can take a line and I can say, right? I can only pick one point right there. This is the only place I can say, all right, if this wick comes down and drops right to here, I can say, okay, I can see that now. Historic support. I want to see this baby. See, look at this. Look at the wick. This is exactly what we want. See how this wick bounced off of this historic support? 1, 2 closes and a wick. Perfect. This is what we want to see. This told me that we were going to get a great recovery, right? Because it bounced off of historic support. So we want to come down here and bounce off historic support, whether it's this support line right here or these bodies right here, right? This is what we want to happen. We want to come down and hit a historic support line that's going to catapult us up to the next level, right? We can easily go in here. We can see, you can just look at this. Like here, there's this one right here, right? I mean, boom, you're right in here. Now you're close. You got all these bodies. You got that wick right there, right? You've got a lot of confluence on this line. You double bottomed right there. This, to me, says there was historic support in this region. It caught it. It bounced. This is perfect. This is a great example of what I'm talking about. There's just nothing down in here. There's nothing. If we drop down here, the problem is the wick will go like this. This will be the wick. The wick will come all the way down. It'll snap all the way to here. And then it'll snap straight back up to like that. Right? Because this would be your historic support region right here. Right? And 4,700 would just be brutal. And then I wouldn't want to do this, because then I'd look over here and say, okay, that was legit. This is a good wick down. But none of us want to wick to 4,700. I mean, I know it's one of my targets, 47 to 4,800. But this is where, I would like to hold it up here. I feel if we go down to 47, 4,800, it would have to be a super fast wick and then a pop up. Because if it was a slower grind down to get down here, and even a normal, even if it was a wick like this size of a wick, or this size of a wick, I feel we'd end up delisting we'd clean a bunch of the trash out for sure. So those are my possibilities. Sorry to get off tangent for everybody. I know I'm trying to rush through this. I would want a slow recovery as a trader, because I would see that crypto was here to stay. Right? All of these radical movements could only end up defining us into more of a radical, we want crypto to stabilize. one of the big things is crypto is very manipulated, so that's why we get all these heavy hardcore swings. And until we kind of stabilize crypto and we start to put some really good projects on the board, let's put the first big project up on the board that's like, wow, holy cow, these guys are traded like on, like Ripple, like really being Ripple, and like being on, the stock exchange, on the New York Stock Exchange, not just in the crypto exchange, but like a real one, going from a crypto exchange to a true exchange where it's a true big corporation. That is the first sign for me, right? The very first sign for me is when we see a crypto go to a true exchange, right? Like a true exchange. Like the Dow, or it can be the Nikkei, right? It can be the Dow, the Nikkei. It can be any legit big exchange, and we see a true governance body internally, right? With true P&L, that will be the day for crypto. Okay, so this is the key. Getting one of these corporations, right, one of these projects onto a true exchange. Say, dude, listen, they're going to look back and they're going to make fun of everybody else. They're going to make fun of Ethereum. They're going to make fun of everybody out there. They're going to make, you guys are BS and all your tokens are BS and we're the real deal and this is what we've done, right? And the day one of these guys jumps off one of these exchanges and they're accepted and they're making money and they're really doing it, you know what I'm saying? This would be the day that I would see that crypto would take the turn for true global acceptance. And all of a sudden, dude, trust me, the day this happens is the day the world turns, right? The day the world of crypto turns around and makes itself sorry, on this rant. I should be doing TA. I apologize, everybody. I'm in a hurry, and here I am pandering to my own hopes and dreams for crypto. I apologize. All right, so let's take a look at our targets really quick here. Our MACD is still falling out. Once again, if you guys do watch the VAMP clearly called this. This is the I lied. The J-hook chart called this. I just did what the J-hook chart told me to do. Pumped, dumped, pumped, and dumped. It was just way too easy. We're now looking for a retrace scenario. Now. We are getting into an area where we could see still a bearish, even though this would turn up, it would still be bearish as the MACD was turning up, okay? Look at how far our indicators are apart, right? We're not going to get the true bouncing action until these indicators start to come together, okay? So we are looking for these indicators to come together in a way that would give us okay, that's it, we're good. We're going to take a turn here. Let's look in here a little bit deeper. I want to go back and look a little bit deeper into this 12-hour chart right here. Okay. Fell out, spinning top candle. Sorry, guys, I have just been so out of it. Spinning top candle, two great reversal candles, right? This would be a third reversal candle right here. So when I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3 reversal candles in a row, right? But still haven't been able to take off, right? Still has not been able to take off on us, which is definitely showing us a limited, there's just no buying. Everybody's afraid to buy. There's just, buyers are fearful right now. This is all this chart tells me. Volume still plummeting. Look at this big green candle right here, but it just didn't have any traction at all. This big giant green candle had no traction. Trying to pick up a little bit of volume. Listen, we got a long way to go in this candle right here. Let's see what happens with this candle right here. But these are some pretty good. Now, I could look at this candle two ways, right? I could look at this candle as a very, very bearish candle right here also, right? Like a shooting star style candle. That could be a very bearish candle. We're just going to have to see how this plays out. It's so early in this. There's a long way to go. You see where you've got some, what is that, 63.78, still into my top target zone area, still fine. Okay, let's bring this back. All right. And actually, I want to go ahead and I want to peek. Let me just run through the candles real quick, everybody. I'm sorry. A daily candle, great spinning top candle here at the bottom, right? Really nice spinning top candle. Looking for a weak, you're having a weak reversal candle. And, gosh, I'm sorry. Let me do one thing. Oops. I want to do one thing over here just to make so hard doing this from my stupid laptop. All right, I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. That's done. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go into this. Let's pull this down to a 6-hour chart. Okay, get rid of this. I mean, this is, you look at this, and how can you not go 1, 2, 3, looking for number 4, looking for the 4, right? Where is 4? Looking for 5. I mean, that's just too easy. That's just, this is what I see. Now, here's the issue, right? Here's your challenge here. Where is 4 going to end, right? Now, you got this double top right here. You got this double bottom, right? This is our bottom right there. This is your end of your 5. Right? Now you're looking for your 4. Where's 4 going to end? Okay, let's see what we can find on our fibs over here. Okay. All right, look at how convenient this plays out. So hold on, let me screenshot this for the members. All right, so look at this. Look at how perfectly this works out, right? Gotta love fibs. There is your, look, right here is your vamp fib area and your 236. Right? Look at this. Just can't get up over this 236. Came up, bam, through the 236. Rejected, right? Rejected once, rejected twice, rejected 3, rejected 4 times. Trying to punch through it a 5th time. I could see this coming up here. 63.90, right? As a wave 4. Boom, boom. Count this in here as an ABC, right? A. I mean, was this your A? B. Looking for C, something like that right there. I mean, this could be your ABC, could be coming up here to do a truncated ABC. But here's your levels. I mean, this is a pretty easy chart to play out. You're looking for that. Give me a second here. Let me just make this all beautificated. And I don't think I'm going to go higher than this, right? Because this, look at how well this 5-0 works. I mean, there's my kryptonite zone. Oh. There's my kryptonite zone right there. Right? I don't see any reason why you can't, get a truncated, and I am going to target my vamp fib. I don't see there's any reason why you can't get a truncated A, B, C, D, E out of this, right? Now you could have already finished this right here. That could already be done. But this top zone there would be my, I would look for something like this. One more little wick up. This gives you your A, B, C wave, and then you get your drop down. Now, just got to watch the volume here. If this volume just turns to absolute shite, what do we got? We got 4 hours left in this volume candle. So really my targets, so I would just, the 2 hour and 4 hour charts. So I would just watch the volume down here on this 2 hour and 4 hour chart. And this is going to tell you how much oomph you're going to get out of this baby. Come on. All right, let's just cruise along right here. Sorry I'm taking so long, everybody. I'll try to set my charts back for everyone too. Historical volatility chart falling off, right? Falling off, so resetting. I still want to break this line. This line has been up here. Look at that tap, 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 tap. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I am not, until this baby breaks, this has been up here, you guys. You know this has been up here. I want to get up here. Show me the light, right? Show me this. This is where I want to get. I want to get way up here. I want to get, show me up here, right? Show me something up in this range right here. You know what I mean? Something like this. Get me up into here. I want to see this baby get up here, put in a new higher high. Give me a new higher high up here, and then I'll be happy with the volatility chart. RSI, pretty easy. This is your bullish break area. So this is going to be a bullish scalp area right here. So I'm watching this to be a bullish scalp. Super easy. I'll leave this chart up for everybody. Here's a look. Here, this is the danger zone right here. The danger zone. Easy chart. Let's take a look at this baby. Here is one of your other trend lines I have coming back, right? And look at the trend line. Look at where this comes back. 64.20 to come back to this, test this trend line right here. Then bounce down. I still think this is kind of where I'm at. You know, where is this? As 6,100 right down there. Okay. Our bearish volume. I still think this is kind of what we're working. Same thing. Fingers crossed this thing hasn't already turned on us. This is the ADX chart. Let's take a look at our ADX and our daily ADX. Look, we're breaking a little bit on the bullish side here, right? We're neutral. We're coming off a little bit neutral. Now you're watching this because you don't want, the second these two babies come together, you're keeping an eye on this, right? You want to watch these two lines when they come together, because a lot of times when they come together very bearishly, right? You'll get a big fallout, and that's how these cross, and you've got to watch out because a lot of times when these cross, usually when these cross is very abrupt and violent. Okay. What do we got here? I don't know what chart this is. Oh, got it. Yep. Just by look at that, perfect. Look at this, absolutely money. I mean, these lines I had in here before, acting as support and resistance. Look, bounce up the bottom one here, bounced off the top one here. Just trapped in this channel. Look where this next historic support is, right up here at right there. Just money. Let's look at our, our daily is crossed, has a long way to go to the bottom. Our weekly is what I was watching. I was watching this weekly. If these two touch together for the weekly, it'll be absolutely detrimental. 3 days cross, 2 days cross. All these. This is the weighted moving average with the true strength index. All these just chilling. Now our daily. Look at our daily Stoke all the way down to the bottom, right? Daily Stoke's almost to the bottom. This thing is looking for a bounce, right? This thing is definitely looking for a bounce. Now your indicator line is trailing far behind. So this still could go wick down a little bit, and then we'll get a nice little bounce out of it. But I would look for skipping on the bottom, and that skipping would give us that, basically that would give us that, oh, look at that, see? So there you go. Look at this on this chart right here. This is our 12-hour, same thing. Came down, bounced, did crossed over bullish. I'm looking for this, just like I said, skipping. This is the skipping on the bottom. I'm looking for the skipping to occur, okay? And last one, RSI, everything looks good. All right, so I'm just going to kind of pull back here, and I'm going to pull off a chart. I'll pull off. Actually, probably the better chart I have is right now, the better chart I have for the charting. And I don't have time to redo all this. Hold on a second. I'm probably going to leave this chart up. I'll pull this one. Nope, I'm just going to pull this one down. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. It's so much harder to do with my freaking laptop. Things are so damn small. Get rid of this. Get this over. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. All right.